Hey, this is Zaklog the Great. And, I've said before in a couple of these videos that I don't usually talk about myself too much in these. I don't think I'm that interesting, although I hope my ideas are. Um, this one's going to be a bit of an exception. Earlier this year, I took one of those DNA ancestry tests, and I had put the idea out to a few people who watch this channel about doing a video just going over the results. And they, some people expressed some interest, so I thought, you know, no harm in it, and some people might find this interesting. So, gonna go over that, and we will reveal something of the origins of Zaklog the Great. So let me go to the web page here, and the DNA results. And it turns out I'm as shocked as anyone. I am actually 50% African descent. So it looks like I'm going to have to change my name to Sean King the Great. And yeah, and I will be taking up with Black Lives Matter shortly. No, no. Um, so actually, sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Um, actually, it's 99.4% European. Uh, there's 0.5% West Asian and North African. I think, just looking at the map, it appears what they call West Asia, we would call Middle East. And 0.1% unassigned. They don't know where that 1,000th of me comes from. It's out there somewhere. They will presumably find it at some point. Um, but to go back to where most of this comes from, 94.2% Northwest European. Of that, 51.3% is French and German. Um, I would find it interesting at some point to talk to an actual Frenchman or German to see what they think about being run together that way. In this this database, they are treated. France and Germany are treated as a relatively homogenous zone, which given 20th century history, I find that somewhat amusing. Um, Although, I mean, France and England didn't get along too well for a long time either. So, anyway, um, inside that, the most likely match they have is in Switzerland, in the canton of Bern, which I actually knew just a little bit about that earlier. They had because my a few years back, I went to look up some of the genealogy information at the local public library, and to my surprise, one of the librarians who worked there found my family back 10 generations, all the way back to the 1600s in Switzerland, which that was fascinating. Um, Likely match in Switzerland, likely match in a few parts of Germany. So 51.3% French and German. Um, the next biggest area is British and Irish, 30.6%. And in that, they have matches scattered mostly around England and Scotland, and some possible matches in Ireland, which I have to admit, um, obviously as an English speaker and someone who has some affinity for literature, the English language, um, I feel, a pretty significant emotional connection to the English speaking world, and so it's nice to know that there is, some. It's nice to know that there is some DNA to match that, some actual genetic connection as well. And again, I had some idea of some degree of Scottish ancestry just based on family names. My, my grandmother's maiden name, and so it was interesting to see that also. Um, After that, um, there's little bits Scandinavian, not much, not narrowed down much further than that. Um, Broadly Northwest European, Southern European, including just a little bit Spanish and Portuguese and Italian. Um, Now, also of note to a few people who have watched some of my videos, is what is not there, which is 0.0% Ashkenazi Jew. Um, I've heard a few times people asking me if I'm Jewish. I was able to a couple people who responded. I said, "So where is this coming from? Is it the hair?" And that appears to be the main thing. Um, I don't know where, in my family line this hair comes from, um, but it's not Jewish. Um, I have to admit I am just a little. I am disappointed just a little that that it is zero. If there had been like 5%, like one Jewish great great grandparent, it would have been perfect. I would have made so many jokes about it in this video. Well, and not just in this video. I mean, I would have made so many jokes about it, but that Jewish great great grandparent does not exist for me, and you know I don't know how much this changes anything. When I was younger, when I was a child, my hair was very blonde, darkened as I got older. So um, yeah. Um, so to any of you who have asked before, no, I'm not Jewish. So, but uh, so for those who, for people who are interested, who would like to know a little bit about the origins of Zaklog the Great. There you have it. Just quick review. Uh, Almost entirely European, half French and German, 30% British and Irish, and smattering here or there of other things. Um, anyway, um, hope you found this interesting, and God be with you.